Born of Bread is a turn-based RPG that clearly takes inspiration from gaming classics such as Paper Mario and the Mario & Luigi RPG series. And though it has a couple of shortcomings worth noting, and trust me, I will note them, it's still a nostalgic adventure worth playing if you're into the style of game. As a heads up, in this review I won't be talking too much about the ending of this game or the last companion you meet. The team behind this game went out of their way to not spoil the last companion, so much in fact they're not present in any of their promotional material or even in their patch notes, so I'll be doing the same. But with that out of the way, Born of Bread is such a uniquely nostalgic fun game that kinda just came out of nowhere. And shy of just needing some extra polish, feels like it should have that Nintendo seal of quality. It's that good. One of the things Born of Bread absolutely shines in is its visuals and storytelling. The game adopts a flat paper-like aesthetic for all the characters akin to Paper Mario, while the world contrasts it with vibrant colors, little details, and overall unique but familiar level design. From cloud-piercing mountains to snowy forests to sandy pirate coves, every aspect of this game's visual design pays homage to the nostalgic roots of the genre while mixing things up here and there. Participating in a martial arts tournament in an underground temple, uncovering a mystery in a haunted mansion, being trapped in the belly of a whale, the game's settings are great. And while it never plays off of the paper theme as much as Paper Mario, it never felt like it limited the overall game in any way. You're still doing pretty much the same exact things. On top of that, the world of Born of Bread is just fun. Loaf, a literal being of pure dough that was baked into existence, is such a cool mascot character. He's obsessed with puns, got a little sass in him, and even when the world is ending, is just kinda happy to be there. And same goes for the companions, the villains, and even the side characters. While I like all of them, Yagi is without a doubt the GOAT. Literally. Look at how stupid he looks. I love it. I love the cast, and though some don't get as fleshed out as I would like them to be, it's really cool how in order to max out your companions, you need to complete a specific questline designed specifically for each of them. And in doing so, learn more about that character and see them grow into their roles. Yagi, my favorite goat ninja, had the quest to constantly fight his rival Sasuke. This dude is literally just Sasuke and you cannot tell me otherwise, and that's what I'm going to refer to him as. Every time you beat Sasuke, you discover that he's slowly losing his passion for fighting. While Yagi was so obsessed with becoming stronger that he joined your team, he left Sasuke to train by himself. Someone who always looked at Yagi to push him further in his training. And by the end of it, he almost quits his martial arts because he doesn't have that friend to fuel his desire to improve anymore. Only by understanding why their rivalry existed in the first place can Yagi grow as a martial artist, and vow to not only push Sasuke further, but himself. Is this the best storytelling I've ever seen in a video game? Not even close, but I did enjoy the fact that these moments even exist. They didn't have to have little moments like this, but all these side quests really helped to make this world that much more enjoyable. And from its design to its story, this game is just filled to the brim with so much personality that even after beating it, I wish I could have seen more. I wasn't 100% in love with the final act of the game, as it did feel a bit rushed near the end, but seeing the main villain Jester grow as a character and even controlling them at times helped to make him really memorable. Oh, and there's a couple of times where this game just says the word ass and it just really catches me off guard every time. So before I get into the other good stuff, there's one glaring issue I have with Born of Bread that can't be ignored anymore. And if you played this game, chances are you know exactly what I'm talking about. This game is glitchy as fuck. Every single session I had while playing this game was met with glitches after glitches after glitches. With one of them being so game breaking, I had to restart my game because I got soft locked and lost hours of progress and had to revert to an old save, all because a battle loaded wrong. Sometimes my controller just could not navigate the menus at all too. I know it wasn't my controller because right when I got out of the menu, everything worked fine, but when I was in it, nothing. And without showing the gameplay of the fourth companion, their overworld special ability was so hit or miss on when it wanted to work properly. With the goal of landing their anchor on a ring so you can grapple to another area, the controls constantly bugged out, and even if you landed the hook, the game didn't always register it. This one issue got me out of wanting to 100%ing the game. Even though I'm so close, I just do not have the patience for shit like this. Luckily, most of the other glitches I encountered in the game were more like minor inconveniences than game-ruining bugs. But it was still surprising how often these glitches appeared. I imagine not everyone's run would be the same, but overall, nothing made the game unplayable, just frustrating at times. And take that knowledge as you will and run with it. Maybe after a couple patches, this game will be all fixed up. But back to the good stuff, the gameplay is fun and definitely captures the best aspects of the games that inspired it. The combat follows a weapon system, in which weapons you find in the overworld can be added to your backpack. Different weapons have different elements, and different elements are critical in beating the many enemies that will stand in your way. Oh, and did I forget to mention that the backpack follows a Resident Evil 4 style management system, in which you can only use what you can fit? Yeah man, certain things about this game just scratch a gaming itch I didn't know I had. Attacking and defending has you hitting certain buttons at the right time, and while that's familiar, there's this really cool feature I like that allows you to defend an attack ahead of time to regain mana, to then hit harder on your next turn. Alongside boons that can alter your attacks and defensive options, you can kinda get creative on how you want to play this game. Which is oddly a shame, because one of the biggest complaints I've seen on this game is that it's way too easy, and after beating it, I definitely agree. There are many attacks and specials that can be used to debuff the enemy, buff your characters, or just provide some really cool combos. But none of that is really necessary if you play it smart. You can get through this whole game just brute forcing yourself through, even on bosses. I had these 3 boons at the end game that made it so Loaf took extra damage from attacks, but dealt extra damage to enemies, making boss fights a joke even with the extra damage they did. I would just heal myself and my companion, deal 1/8, 1/6, or even a quarter of their health of damage each turn, making me focus all my leveling to increase my mana so I could just do more attacks consistently. And because buffs and debuffs aren't crucial for winning, companions felt like more of a suggestion than as a means to strategize. Once I got the last companion, I rarely switched off of them because they just dealt the most damage. Luckily, this wasn't enough to ruin the game in any way for me, and I didn't mind it, as I was more into the story and world than anything else. But if you're someone who likes a challenge in your RPGs, then even by normal Mario standards, this game isn't going to push you in any way. But beyond the shortcomings, Born and Bred still manages to be a one-of-a-kind game, showcasing ideas that contribute to an overall enjoyable gaming experience. And clearly I'm not the only one who thinks this. The music hit close to home with a nostalgic charm as it dropped heat after heat and banger after banger and matched the gaming aesthetic. The gameplay, while rare for modern day RPGs, clearly knew what it was doing, and is enjoyable while simple. What helps to separate Born and Bred into its own identity is the amount of secrets and side quests that are waiting to be explored and discovered, all bundled up nicely within a nice 25 hours to 100% package, making it an easy game to enjoy even for someone who doesn't have a lot of time. Born and Bred has managed to carve a place in my favorite games of 2023, offering an experience that blends nostalgia, fun, and close to home comfort. And though at times it was really frustrating, its positives heavily outbaked the negatives. So if this seems like something that could be for you, I could not recommend this game enough. Just maybe try it after a patch or two. Enjoy the rest of your day, and take care.